Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams and welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. I just have to say, I'm already feeling your energy and it's so beautiful. It feels like a delight. A delight. All right. Ashe. Thank you, Spirit. You are getting back in touch. Okay, not just in touch, but back in touch. Like, again. With the delight that you are. It's your true energy. And it feels like there was a time in the past, it could have even been in your youth, or just a time in the past, okay, where you felt a level of freedom that nurtured your sense of delight. And there are illusions that you've become aware of. And your awareness is everything. It's power, it's freedom. And it's creating a sense of peace within you that cannot be disturbed by anybody or anything. And that peace is getting you back in touch with the truest part of you. And this part of you is just pure delight. It's the soul. It's the soul. Okay? Yeah. Wow. No wonder your energy feels so wonderful. I wanted to say so delicious, so yummy. Red apples are coming through. Like a sweet red apple. I don't know. Yeah, there's something that you're letting go of, and this is creating a sense of purity. Because there were falsehoods, there was falseness that was being projected your way. It was seeping into your world, okay? But you're letting go of everything false. And so what that does is it allows you to see the true reflection of you. The way I'm seeing these illusions is that whatever it was coming from, you know, sometimes it's a person that wants you or us, however you want to look at it, to see ourselves in a negative light. Sometimes it's a group of people. Sometimes it's the matrix as a whole. It could come through the entertainment that we're tuned into. It could come through a work environment, but there's something that was opening a door in your world to an illusion that created a falsehood about the way that you were seeing yourself. And whatever that door was, you located it. You said, oh, that's where the negative energy is coming through. Okay, that's where it's coming from. It's coming from this job, or it's coming from this person, or it's coming from my beliefs about myself. Okay, wherever that negative energy was seeping through, you identified that door and you closed the door, and that allowed you to really see things for what they are. And as a result of you having this clarity, you're seeing yourself in a whole new light. I'm seeing you like look over, like bend over and look at yourself, your reflection in a pond. And what you're seeing now is crystal clear. Whereas before it was muddled, what you were seeing was muddled. Okay, there was something that was interfering with how you were seeing yourself. Something about cabbage. Cabbage is great for detoxing. but these leaves remind me of cabbage, okay? There's something that you were suppressing, or you felt restricted or constricted by something. This felt like ropes around you. It felt binding. It felt like there was something that you needed to break through or break away from. And in order for you to do that, like, you think about it, if you have ropes tied all around you, you can get out of them if you have the strength to break through them. That's one way to do it, through strength and power. Another way to do it is through ingenuity. So you may have also realized where the knots were, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna get this and untie this, and you just worked your way through it with your ingenuity, your intelligence. All of this that you did with integrity. That's what I'm hearing. You walk with integrity. That's something that sets you apart. Divine says there are other beings who have integrity, and that's something that has also been an illusion, is that everyone's bad, that everyone is everyone has negative intentions, you know. That may be something that was tempting to believe at one time, that everyone was awful. You had reason to believe that at the time because there was so much negative energy that was seeping through, okay, that was impacting your view of yourself and of the world. But that, once again, is a part of the illusion, and you are seeing clearly now. Okay, so I wanted to show you that one. Okay, there was a feeling of suppression, but you see those ropes there? I feel like there's a combination of how you opening a combination lock or something. It's almost like that's what you were doing. Like, you had to figure out how to unlock your energy, how to free yourself. And you did that through ingenuity by figuring out where the knots were, where the sources of negative energy were. Like, what were the sources of the negative energy? That's something that you've been realizing. But also, your freedom comes from your power, and you are also just breaking through those chains, through those ropes. Okay, so now there's this sense of calm that could sometimes feel boring almost. And that requires a shift in our thinking, because so often when we've been through trauma, when we've been attacked, when we've been hit with so much negative energy, there's this sense of readiness that we feel we must have, always being ready to defend, to protect, to fight. You know, that fight or flight sets in very quickly. And sometimes, depending on the traumatic experience that we've been through, and if it went on for a very long period of time, sometimes we can get into this constant stress mode where we always feel like we need to be ready to attack, and that is exhausting. Once we free ourselves, it can almost feel boring, because you go from, it's like when you're on the highway and you're going so fast, and then you take the exit ramp and you keep going fast, because there's some name for that, but it's like once you decelerate, is that the word? I think so. You realize that it feels like such a shift. You feel like you should still be going super fast. So there could be some of that, where there's been a shift in the energy that you really need to show up with, just in living your life. There are walls that can now come down. There are measures that perhaps you needed to take before that you don't need to take either as often or with such vigor, okay? There's something here about incorporating rituals of protection and relaxation within your day, every day. And trusting that. If you're affirming your protection in the morning, know that that lasts all day, all night. It really lasts your whole lifetime, but what we need to do often is to realign our mental energy with what we want to feel, which we want to feel, and therefore know and remember that we are protected. So it's really about reminding ourselves. It's about aligning our mind, our mental thought energy with what we know is true. If you ask me, yes, I am divinely protected, but if I see something that looks suspicious, am I going to remember it in that moment? Well, I might need to affirm for myself in that moment when I see something shady going on, I am divinely protected. Just to remind myself so that my energy is aligned with that protection. You see what I'm saying? So it's something about daily rituals, something simple, 11:11 on the timer, that reminds you of what you already know to be true, that you are protected, okay? That's going to help you feel at peace with this quote-unquote ordinary vibe. Really, in this energy, what is ordinary is actually extraordinary, because it is extraordinary to truly be at peace. It is extraordinary to not feel like you have to fight. It is extraordinary to not be in a situation that is causing trauma, because in this life, that's what a lot of us face. And so to not be confronted with that is truly extraordinary, but it feels very ordinary, right? But it's truly a miracle. And Divine says that you have manifested a miracle. Traveling, okay, you could be traveling. This could be very literal. You might be taking a trip or going somewhere in the physical realm right now, or preparing to, or this might be something that you want to plan for, okay? Something that is a good idea for you to do, to travel. But also, I'm getting this on a very spiritual level, where there's a place you can go in your mind that helps you to align with the peace that you have manifested. There might be some sort of disbelief about the peace you've manifested. Like, is it real? Is it real? And I'm seeing the word illusion in my mind's eye. So there could be something that somebody wants you to feel is still an issue. You know, it's an illusion. If this is your reading, any conflict right now that would even insinuate that you need to fight somebody for something, that is an illusion. Okay? But there's a place where you can go in your mind's eye. This is through astral travel. You can literally just close your eyes and create whatever scene it is in your mind that gives you peace, that reminds you of the peace that you have manifested. You might even want to visualize, like, if there was a traumatic situation that triggers something for you. Now, only do this if it brings you peace, but what's coming through to me is that it could be useful to whatever trauma or conflict you think might, like, if it keeps coming to you that, oh, it's an issue, but you know in your heart that it's over. In order to remind yourself that it is over, you can close your eyes, and whatever it was that was bringing conflict, whether it was a person or a job or whatever situation, just visualize the resolution of that situation. If a person was causing problems for you in your life, close your eyes and visualize that person getting on a boat and sailing far away. Maybe you visualize them being held captive by somebody that keeps you safe, okay? If that helps you, you know, do what brings you peace. Visualize in your mind's eye what brings you peace. If it was a traumatic situation in a job, Close your eyes and visualize that situation being resolved. Maybe visualize yourself with your box in your hand, and you throw up your hand as you're walking away, and you just walk away into a beautiful golden cosmic scene. You know what I mean? This is the power of your imagination. This is the power that you have to align your thoughts and therefore your emotions, because you can create change within your emotions with your thoughts, you know? But you can do that with visualization. Really tapping into the power of your mind's eye. Yeah, because there's sorrow here. There's sorrow. I'm hearing sorrow that lingers. But you're receiving guidance from your inner voice, from your higher self. Your soul is leading the way for you to heal this sorrow, whatever sorrow remains from the trauma that you went through. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. All right, we're gonna go here, and then more than likely to the Star Tarot. We'll see. Oh, what was that at the bottom? Instinct. Huh. You know, I keep feeling like there might be an instinct here that's setting in, because there's something here that's been impacted by what you went through. And so there might be a tendency to say, oh, that's a problem, or is that okay? You know, this is normal. This is what we go through. And this is why we heal ourselves. Because sometimes the situations that we experience are so life-altering that when we do manifest peace, it doesn't even feel like peace. But see, that's a way that you will not be robbed of this peace. You will not be robbed of your peace. And so that's what Spirit is bringing through in this reading, is what you're able to do to reassure yourself of this peace and to completely align with it. We've got deal, and I always think here of deal with the devil. There's a devil that wants you to make a deal with them. Okay? Now the devil that I'm getting, that energy is just someone who wants to control you. Someone who wants to continue to have a grip on you. Someone who still wants you in this energy. Okay? They still want you in that energy. Yeah, they want you to feel like you have to defend yourself. Scorpio energy here. They want you feeling like you always have to be on guard. Because you think about it. Oh, yes. See, the way people like to control people is through fear. Like, if somebody wants to control someone, they're not going to empower them and remind them of how amazing they are and how strong you are and the wealth that you have inside of you. People who work in this low frequency of control, they always get their work done or do their work through fear. And when someone is afraid of someone, then they're under that person's control, you know? Or afraid that something bad would happen, or... Yeah, okay, they said that's it for that one. All right, let's go to the Star Tarot. Let's see what is coming through here. Well, we've got Ace of Swords, Strength. Now, see, that's the truth. Ashe. The truth is that you are strong. You have overcome whatever low vibes used to have a hold on you. You've overcome that. It's just a matter of realizing that that is the truth. That's why the Strength came out with the Ace of Swords. There might be something that you... Oh, and we got... Oh, Four of Cups, Six of Swords. Somebody wants you to reject your peace. Literally. That's the message here. Somebody wants you to reject, Four of Cups, your peace. They want you to be like, oh no, It hasn't really improved. I'm still stuck. And they want that to be your instinctual response to everything in life. Because just where I put that is instinct and Four of Cups. Somebody wants it to be second nature for you to reject your peace. And so that's why Divine is bringing through ways that you can intentionally align with your peace. Peace, power, and protection. Peace, power, and protection. Those are the three vibes that are truly coming through that will heal this sorrow. Because, like, there could be grief here. There could be a whole lot of other sorrowful emotions or frequencies that could be playing a role here. But really, what it feels like is that the main source of the sorrow is being caused by an illusion that there isn't really access to peace, or that nothing has changed. But everything has changed. Six of Swords. Look at him in that boat. He's not thinking about a thing. He's not worried. I'm hearing Bob Marley. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Yes, Ashe, that's the vibe. Somebody wants you fighting with your stability. It's almost like they want to make you your own worst enemy. And see, that's dirty. That's maniacal. That's maniacal. And right behind that, oh, look at this. We have Two of Swords and Ten of Pentacles. So that lets me know that you are in the Ten of Pentacles. This is your energy, stability, ultimate stability. You have access to pure satisfaction. Because when you're in the Ten of Pentacles, it's good. You have access to everything that you need. You have a stable foundation, and there are things that have been built on a solid foundation. That's how you know you have the Ten of Pentacles. What has been built on a solid foundation. But they want you confused about this. I keep seeing these twos up here. We're in 2242, but I'm seeing 22. They want you confused about your balance. They want you second guessing your Ten of Pentacles. That's not why you've manifested the Ten of Pentacles. You manifested the Ten of Pentacles, number one, because you're consistent. Number two, because you love yourself. Number three, because you chose to build on something true, on a solid foundation. But somebody wants you wondering about that. Is it real? Is it true? Yeah, it's true. You got the Wheel of Fortune and the Two of Pentacles. So that is your good fortune here. That is how you really spin the wheel in the right direction with the Wheel of Fortune, is reassuring yourself of your balance. These two are very related for you. Your balance and moving in the right direction and manifesting the continued good fortune that is within your realm. There are things that are so close to you, and they want to come within your zone, within your aura. It's like you're a magnet for success right now. The only thing that would keep you from attracting what is truly yours is fear or doubt that something you've manifested isn't real. It's absolutely real. And it's the real deal. It's the real deal. Yeah, there's an end to this anxiety, if there's been any anxiety that you've been feeling with the Nine of Swords. Also, what I'm getting is that there could have been a period of time where you were in the Nine of Swords, worried about something, maybe very anxious, but that cycle has been completed. It's over. Okay? Okay, I see how those just fell there, so we're gonna go with it. Page of Wands, Four of Swords, the Sun, Queen of Swords. Yeah, this is about, well, first of all, I'm seeing that there's a message here that brings rest. It could be a message or an action that you take. But I feel like it's coming from you. For some of you, this could be something that you received from someone else, like a message, but I'm getting that this is something, an action that you're taking, an inspired, creative action that you're taking that brings rest. I'm seeing the rainbow there, like painting. There's something about you creating something that brings relief. So definitely align with your creative self. Let your creative energy flow, because that's a key to you experiencing this peace. And whatever sorrow you've been feeling or whatever self-doubt has been creeping in, that's going to help eliminate those frequencies or transmute them, however you want to see it. Okay? But the most important thing is that as you create, whatever lack of peace was there or whatever self-doubt was there, there's going to be peace instead. There's going to be mental rest. Okay? There's something that you're saying with confidence, and it brings success. It's almost as if what these cards are telling me right now is that your success, your happiness, your joy comes in your self-assured words and actions. So when you are creating and when you are communicating, rest assured that you are accurate, you are intelligent, and you're saying what needs to be said. You're creating what needs to be created. Okay? Now with the sun there, and you know in the original sun card in the Rider-Waite, there's a child. I think they're on a horse. So there's something here about also being jovial and free and not feeling like you have to take yourself too seriously, okay? Because the Queen of Swords can be very serious. She can be, all right? There's something here about also, oh, there is a child there, and this one too, it's a butterfly. Looks like a butterfly baby. So there's something here about, yes, being confident and self-assured, but also having fun. Being able to laugh. Being able to be free. But also knowing at the end of the day that you have the power to choose your way. And your way is a way of peace, power, and protection. Those are the 3 P's in this reading: peace, power, and protection. And the thing about your power that's so beautiful is that it comes from within. So it's about empowerment. It's not about trying to have power over anyone else. It's about feeling that energy within yourself and knowing that you are the Queen of Swords and you wield your sword as you wish, as you see fit. Why? Because it's backed. Your actions are backed by intelligence. Your actions are backed by the knowledge and understanding that you have the experience and you have the connection to the divine that is needed in order to make the correct choices. The Queen of Swords is not without intuition. I know that usually we see that as the Queen of Cups, but you see here, that's her connection to the divine. She speaks with confidence because she knows that she's connected to the divine, okay? But also with this child here, it's like being able to laugh, not taking yourself so seriously, and having fun. Allowing yourself to have fun with the freedom that you feel, okay? Okay, Spirit, where are we going? I'm going to close with a Work Your Light Oracle, okay? The readings might be a little shorter for this point in time because I want to do some other videos as well. So I want to manage my time in a way that allows me to do all of the things that I feel led to do, okay? All right, oh, you've got Warrior Woman. Well, if that doesn't look like the Queen of Swords, I don't know what would. It says, have you answered your deepest calling? And so this is about doing what you feel led to do creatively and knowing that you have the power to do that. And using your words in a way that, using your words in a way that protects your calling, protects your deepest desires, okay? But also, there's freedom here. There's freedom. There's protection, but there's also freedom. Because you're coming from a place where there was a need to always, you know, like look over your shoulder. And it was a lot that you were experiencing. That's what I see with that suppression card. And you've been letting go and you're aligning with peace now. So it's like you're balancing between continued protection, yes, because just because a time of heavy spiritual warfare has come to a close, that doesn't mean that we stop aligning with protection. But that's why Divine was saying to do a protection ritual or an affirmation or do something that reminds you every single day that you are divinely protected. And then releasing it, just letting it go and being confident about that. Your words protect you because as you speak, what I'm seeing is that you have so much experience, so much knowledge, so much intellect, and also intuition came through. Yes, with the Queen of Swords, with this particular one, I'm seeing a strong connection to the divine. So your words are backed by intuition. And so you can be confident in that. But you opening your mouth to speak, you making choices to do what is in alignment with your deepest calling, that is protection at this point in time. That is your most sincere and authentic form of protection, is when you create, when you speak, and when you act in alignment with your deepest calling, what you feel led to do, what you're passionate about, what you feel drawn to, and what you know is just on a soul level. It's your desire to do. Okay? And this is why you're a warrior. You're a warrior also because all of the warfare that you've been through, you didn't allow that to separate you from your calling. And even if you did for a while, you're back. Okay? You're where you need to be. And wasn't that the opening message? Yeah, that you're coming back to the delight that you are. You're coming back into a space where you are aligned with your true energy. Not what somebody was trying to project and make you think about yourself, which was complete falseness, where they wanted you to think that something was over for you or that there was something off about your manifestations. All is aligned and all is well within your world. I'm going to say that again. All is aligned, beautiful being, and all is well within your world. And there's somebody or some situation that was trying to come between your peace and you, trying to separate you from your peace. But no, you are one with your peaceful bliss. And that's what your words, your actions, and your creative energy with that Prince of Wands or Page of Wands, that is your deepest and both highest level of protection, is your creative energy, your words, and your actions. Ashe. Thank you, Spirit. I'm so grateful that you allowed these messages to come through me. And thank you, beautiful being, for taking the time to tune in. I am so grateful. And I'm also grateful for your likes, your comments, your shares, your subscribes, your hypes, your donations, every bit of love that you send to this space within her dreams. I am so grateful for. Thank you. And I love you. I wish you peace. I wish you joy. and so many blessings. Take care.